This is the Airbnb. There's supposed to be donkeys, horses, and goats. They're not here right now because of the hurricane, but they should be here maybe later today. I think they're in the barn, but we're gonna head down to the expo, drop gear off, get the rental bike, get fitted for that. Obviously, you can tell the weather is still not ideal, but it's supposed to clear up and stop raining. Gosh, man, just would be great if it could just stop raining. But it looks like tomorrow is going to be a cool race day, as well as hopefully clear, no rain. Yeah, so we're going to go down to the expo. It doesn't look terrible, but that's a bummer. This is wild. All right, so we have a Gallium. I don't even know what the brand is, but got fitted, and the bike feels super light compared to mine. I mean, it's a nice, very nice bike that I'm pumped to ride tomorrow. All right, let's see what all we got. And these are actually the transition bags, but unfortunately, we only have the run bag, which is already put away. So they actually want you to put things in multiple bags for the transitions, but unfortunately, we only have one bag, which is just for the bike to the run, since the bike has already been put away and the run is the only transition there is, sadly, but it's still gonna be fun. Got this hat today that I'm pumped to wear in the gym, future Boko gear. Fantastic. Cool Chattanooga poster. Swim, bike, run. Here's the swim cap that would have been so cool to wear, and just taking it as a souvenir. So gave this flag, which I didn't know, and I'm glad I got a different one. This one, much cooler. This is what I thought came with signing up. No, it comes with this one, and this one right here was an extra 30 bucks. So, bit of a ripoff in my opinion, but if you do see here, that's the cool part, is my name is right there. But I have to go all the way to the other side to get to the Jones. That's pretty much everything. Had to buy the hat, had to buy the flag. but this came with it and all these other little things. It's nice. It is. I thought it was gonna be more, but I mean, for a $900 race, I appreciate the safety support and the quality of what they are selling. That is it for tonight. Gonna keep drinking electrolytes, get to rest. The nice thing is we don't have to wake up as early to get down there since it's a time relayed start. So the pros will start at 8. My bib number is 1792. So they're going from 0 to the 2000s, 2 people every 5 seconds. So I did the math. I'm gonna be waiting at least an hour. Time to get some sleep. We'll see you in the morning. Morning. It is race day. It's 4:47 in the morning. I'm still waking up, but we're gonna head out here in a little bit. Honey Stinger waffle, 1 of 6 today, 1,000 calories, and 6 of them, not in 1. We are downtown Chattanooga. It is officially race day. Got Relight, Redmond Salt, Relight, electrolytes, hydrating. I'm feeling antsy. I'm probably not gonna start for another 2 to 3 hours with how they have the time trial starting for the bike. But I wanna get as much of the atmosphere down here as possible and document some of that for you to see too.
Indianapolis, Indiana, Jeffrey, you are an Ironman.
We did it. It is the morning after. I just cannot believe that I biked literally from downtown Chattanooga past the mountain I'm staying at here all the way down. Covered all that mileage. And we're heading back today, so gonna be in the car majority of the day. And then I think I'll eventually do a recap of the race when I get back home, but it'll all be part of this video too. But today I feel very sore, just going down stairs, going down little hills, just moving slowly. But the 50-miler ultra marathon I did, I think my body felt a lot worse. My feet were in much rougher shape. So the Ironman, less time on the actual feet since you spend so much on the bike. It's just a different type of soreness, but it definitely hurts, I'll tell you that. I told you that the Airbnb, I was gonna give you a tour because it was really cool. I booked this Airbnb because that field over there, the neighbors actually have donkeys, horses, goats, and chickens that you are allowed to quite literally ride, pet, and just go hang out with them. But since the hurricane rolled through, they kept them in the barn because I mean it's just been raining and wind all weekend and night, so keep the animals safe. Unfortunately, didn't get to see that part of the Airbnb, but this is still a beautiful, beautiful view. We're up in the mountains. I couldn't ask for more. All right, it's been 2 days since Ironman Chattanooga. It's Tuesday morning, just on a light little run, trying to break up some lactic acid, and this is pretty painful, but I can feel that I'm loosening up right now. I know if I don't get back at it and start moving my body, recovery takes longer. So if I just push myself for a short little, probably do 1.5 miles, I should wake up tomorrow and the day after with pretty fresh legs after I do some more recovery and stretching. 1.5 miles, 16 minutes, 9 seconds, which is a 10-minute, 42-second per mile pace. The legs feel not good. And actually my abdomen and my back and shoulders and arms feel as if I did like a crazy bench press workout, and I think that's from holding the position on the bike, just on your forearms, on your actual arms, for over 6.5 hours. So it was an upper body workout as well. Can't imagine if you had to swim into that, how I would feel, but that's it for today. I'll probably get to the recap later today. All right, it is officially 3 days since the full Ironman. It was this past Sunday, Chattanooga, Tennessee, September 29th. We did finish. Just gonna go over my thoughts of the race, a brief overview of what that day looked like, things that I did not expect, things that are awesome, things that were terrible, but there was so much that happened that day. I'm just gonna share my perspective of it. So simply put, we'll start at the beginning. Drove down there. We were staying in the mountains, crazy fog, the rain, wind from Hurricane Helene was still covering the area. Got down there, they did the bike time trial start, so the pros started at 8 a.m. and then they started the rest of the field at 8:42 a.m. and they went by bib number. Now, my bib number was 1,792. So just think about starting from 1 to almost 2,000. They did 2 people
every 5 seconds to start on the bike, which I have some video of the beginning of that. So you do the math, 1,400 people will take an hour. So I didn't start for about an hour and a half. It was super hectic, crazy. Everyone's in line grabbing their bikes. The people that I was with in the very back of the pack, because we were the last ones to go, these guys were awesome. I didn't realize that most people bring throwaway, toss-away bottles that they put on their bike. They throw that off and then they grab a new one at each aid station. I thought you would fill your own bottle up, but I heard the day before, definitely don't bring your own bottle if you don't want to lose it. So I didn't have any throwaway bottles, and one of the guys next to me just gave me an extra one of his, and he said, toss it, take a new one at the aid station, it's perfectly fine, man. So if that tells you just a little insight about this community, just ultra endurance races, I love doing it for this reason. The people are always awesome, friendly, supportive. Everyone just wants to see each other do their best. So everyone's queuing up on their bike, get to the start line. A gal tells me and another guy to go. We head out. The Chattanooga bike course, you start downtown, you do about a 2-3 mile loop, then you get on the highway, which didn't used to be the course, and that's not the course I thought I signed up for either, but they changed it this year to be 3 out and backs on the highway. So we got on the highway, took off, pouring rain, wind, rain, pretty much the entirety of my 6.5 hours on the bike. It was about 4,447 feet of elevation. I rented a bike. It was an Argon Gallium from Playtry. Highly recommend them. They fitted me, they set me up, they put all my aero bars, my seat, my pedals, and they took it all off at the end and put it in a bag for me to take home. It was so seamless, so efficient, and that bike was fast. I was on the flatland, averaging about 19.2 miles an hour. I cannot get that on my current road bike. So maybe a bike upgrade is on my wish list in the future. Since we started almost an hour and a half behind the general field and almost 2 hours behind the pros, by the time I got to that first lap on the highway, the pros were already lapping us. I don't know if they were on the first. They were probably on their first lap, could have been second. I have no clue. They were flying by. Since it's raining and one of the lanes on the highway was open to general traffic, it was just chaos. People flying by, screaming on your left. Some of the pros, I get it, they want to win and they are so much faster than the rest of us, but I mean, they were screaming at so many people to get over. And to be fair, some of the people never even looked and just kind of passed without seeing somebody coming up flying behind them. But it was just madness, it was chaos. And in the rain, cars driving by, we're going downhill, hitting 30 miles an hour. You're scared of sliding, speed wobbles, pop tire, anything. It was just incredible chaos. But the bike felt phenomenal, felt so fast and efficient. The aid stations were pretty fun. You slow down, you toss trash, grab a bottle. I'm screaming out to people, I need a banana, I need a bar, I need caffeine gels. And the volunteers are just incredible. It takes so much for this race to be put on. And I saw that with the volunteers, the organization. Everything was just perfect for the biking. The course, I wish it would have been a little more naturistic, more climbs around the bend instead of just back and forth on the highway. I mean, 6.5 hours of that, I was getting pretty sick of that. Then we get to the run, and I was so stoked to finally get to the run because I'm doing multiple laps on the highway. I go to do my third lap and I see so many people heading back into town, and it just mentally discourages you so much. But I finally got that last lap. I'm heading back into the town, getting off the highway, transition into the run. I see my wife and her family, my in-laws, and I just feel so motivated, energetic. I did about a 5-minute transition time. No clue how I did that quickly. Popped in some more Stinger waffles, had some water, electrolytes, took off on the run. And the first part of that course is fairly flat. So about 12 miles, 11 miles in, you know, I'm actually at 8:30, 9-minute pace, and I'm like, I feel great, I can hold this. I did not know when you cross over the bridge for the Tennessee River in Chattanooga, it's just hill after hill repeats. You cross over that bridge, straight uphill, downhill. Then you go up another hill, downhill. Then you repeat it. You go back up that hill you just came up, back down again. And then you go back into the city. So there's like 4 hill repeats. Since it's out and back, you do 2 laps. So I started to hit a wall as soon as I was around mile 12, 13. The aid stations, I was having electrolytes, chicken broth, chips, grapes, water, had some Coca-Cola. But that second lap, again, you see so many people heading towards that finish line and you're like, I have a half marathon to finish. Onto my second lap, and it's starting to get dark at this point, and boom, more pouring rain. I mean, at this point, I'm just drenched. I was getting pretty cold. I was cramping like crazy. My tri-suit might be too tight because I was getting abdominal cramps. Was getting cramps in my legs, stuff that I've never experienced before, even when I did my 50-miler ultra. That second half marathon lap, I knew, I was like, I'm so close to maybe finishing under 4 hours. It was 4 hours and 22 minutes or so for a full marathon, which I'm so ecstatic with because it was about 2,000 plus of elevation climb as well on the run alone. But man, that finish line is electric. And that is one of the reasons I signed up and wanted to experience this. I can say there is no other finish line like an Ironman finish line. That first timer bell, I'm getting chills right now. That first timer bell, you ring it, you just realize what you just did. 138 miles, even without the 2.4 mile swim. It was 138.2 miles that you still accomplished. And my body, I have no clue. I didn't know my body could do such things like that, and now I know that it is capable. And I just remember getting to that finish line, see my wife cheering, her aunt, I see her parents, my daughter's there trying to sleep, but it's hectic and loud. And just that feeling of stopping and realizing it's over. And you did it, you completed an Ironman. Yes, the swim was not there, but my wife actually texted me while I was on the course without my phone. The speaker or whoever was hosting said, you know, it's not the full Ironman distance that makes you an Ironman, but it's that training, the sacrifice, the time that you spent just to get to that start line is what makes you an Ironman. And I completely agree with that. Try not to get emotional. I completely 100% agree with that. There is still part of me that's mentally bummed that swim's not in there, but those of you that did Chattanooga, you know that wind and rain makes up for not having that swim, because I cannot imagine going for an hour bike ride in torrential downpour and wind and cold, let alone 6.5 hours, over 100 plus miles, and then knowing you have to run a marathon. So I feel incredibly accomplished. I definitely will be doing this again. I don't know if it's gonna be Chattanooga. I think I'll do a half next year, but I know I'll be doing a full to mark off the actual full Ironman experience at some point. And of course, the medal, the gear, you do get a finisher hat for completing the Ironman. Medal, really cool medal, finisher medal. And that's, I mean, pretty much the full race day experience. There's so much more that I could go into, but that would take such a longer video. And this really just wanted to be a recap and the day of. Also, really quickly, weekly recap numbers, because this was the furthest mileage I've ever done in my entire life. Running was 35.90 miles total, and biking was 137.19 miles total, which comes to 173.09 miles for the entire week. Obviously no swimming. Swimming was canceled. I didn't even swim the last week of training, but still over 170 miles in 1 week. That's ridiculous. For those that have watched this journey since literally January, February of this year, into now it's October 2nd. Thank you so incredibly much. Some of you were there. I got to meet a few of you. Some of you have commented on races that you're about to do coming up. And I'm just grateful. I am grateful for trying this, documenting it, showing behind the scenes of what it looks like. I don't know what is next. I have a race scheduled, the mini marathon in Indianapolis in May. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna document. It takes a lot. I'm not gonna be doing a video every week, I can tell you that. But just thank you so much to those of you that subscribed, watched, and cheered from afar. It means so much, and I only wish the same for you. All the support, all the encouragement back to all of you, that if it's a 5K, if it's a marathon, ultra marathon, Ironman, whatever it may be, I throw that support back, because this teaches so much about your character, yourself, your discipline, and it makes you such a better person. So I can't recommend enough for others to try something hard like this. But with that being said, that's the end of this video. That's the end of this whole season 1 of Ironman prep. I don't know what's next, but we'll see what God has in store for me, and whether that's documenting this or just keep going and doing races. But with all that being said, thank you for watching. Maybe see you in the next one.